You ain't from where I'm from, you ain't cut from my cloth, you ain't never seen drama, you fuck niggas, it's off, I'm God level.
God level.
I'm God level.
God level.
You ain't from where I'm from, you ain't cut from my cloth, you ain't never seen drama, you fuck niggas, it's off, I'm God level.
God level.
I'm God level.
God level.
Let me take you on a trip down memory lane. It's a good book. First chapter, nigga slanging cocaine. Chapter 2 tells the story of a G on the rise. Strapped tight in a trap life. It caught a nigga by surprise. 18th Street Rude Boy. Rest in peace to Red Trail. My name. Yo. Welcome to another episode of a Warm Rad Podcast. I'm your host, Lyne, aka Alabama's finest, along with my co-host Jay Diggs, aka Mr. Mardi Gras. What's up, kid?
Believe that, man. I'm coolin', babe. How you feel?
Man, I'm outside, man. I had an amazing weekend, man. My mom's still here kicking it with me, dog. When we get through the pod tonight, big dog.
Yeah.
I got some goddamn Q steak and gravy and rice waiting on me.
Your mama made it?
Man, I know how to make it, but it's so much better when my mama make it.
Hey, man, tell her to mail me a plate, man.
We probably won't. We probably won't.
Hey, I like the energy in here tonight, dog. I like
absolutely,
the energy, dog.
Absolutely. Hey, we outside, man. Warm Rad Podcast, man. I just want to, before we get started, man, I want to thank the now 84 subscribers on our page, bro, that's checking us out, that's vibing with us on the Warm Rad Podcast. We appreciate you. I also want to thank the 6,000 views in 2 months that we have received on episode 9, man. I think that's an amazing achievement in the time we've been doing it, and we just going to keep going, keep bringing y'all content, man. We thank y'all.
Hey, we just getting started, man.
Absolutely.
We just getting started. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. Hey, but how was your excursion, man, with your mom, bro?
Bro, when I tell you we towed Maryland and DC in half this weekend, but we had a time last night.
Yes, indeed, dog.
Yeah, man, she had a good time, man. And you know, it was all I couldn't tell you last time, man, but it was a big surprise. She thought we were just going up to go to a new outlet, which didn't exist. She didn't know my sister was coming. She didn't know her husband was coming. She didn't know her grandkids was coming. She didn't know my uncle, my auntie was coming. Everybody surprised her on the spot, bro. And we got a couple of tears out of her, but that was good. It was tears of joy, man, because she didn't expect it, man. So she had an amazing time, and we ran her ragged all weekend, bro. And we had a good time, bro. And she enjoyed herself so much, and it was a blessed way to celebrate her 76th birthday.
And you know what, bro? She'll never forget this, man.
Ever.
You know what I mean? That especially like you said, seeing it with her kids and her grandkids all assembled into one place, man. That had to be that's blessings, dog.
It was a blessing, bro, man. I enjoyed giving it to her because that boy that got that song Superstar.
Yeah.
Mama, don't worry. You raised a gangster. I'm a survivor. It hurt me not being able to get what you want since I was a toddler. I meant that, bro.
Yeah.
And now we getting it. Now we getting it. You know
I remember that song, man. But you put your foot in that thing there, boy.
Yes, sir. Now we getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, man, I don't give you enough props on your rap career, bro. But you know what? I'm not gonna say that because I've always been one of your number one supporters on that.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? As minuscule as my rap career was,
don't say that.
I appreciate your kudos.
Don't say that. Don't say that. It wasn't minuscule because it was major to a lot of people on our front.
Yeah, I just didn't see the major money.
Don't worry about it.
It's okay though.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
It's okay. Yeah,
you touch folks though.
I'm an underground legend.
There it is. It ain't going nowhere.
I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Hey, it ain't going nowhere. Goddamn.
Outside, we outside.
Yeah, man. But my weekend, man, was pretty chill, man. We didn't get into too much. I did a lot of chilling with my children. Mm-hmm. You know, so and those make for good weekends for me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, we had a car show. You know, I'm into the old schools.
And you brought the Impala out this weekend?
I brought the Impala out. We had a car show in this little town called St. Francisville, Louisiana. Okay. My brother brought his Corvette out. You know what I mean? So we had a good time, good food, good drinks, man. Fellowshipping, chilling with people of like mind. You know what I mean? It was a really good time, bro.
Hey man, while we talking about car shows, man, I want to give a shout out to my boy Memphis. He on the sound scene. He redo cars, redo trucks, put them together real nice, man. Put the sound in it. He go to a lot of competitions and win these competitions. Shout out to him. Also shout out to my man Ace. down there, Get You Right Automotives, man. He do the races. He got the lax with the big motors in them, man. I'm just giving these boys a big shout out, man, because they doing real big things out here, and I enjoy watching them guys do their thing.
That's what's up. Do you know the name of their club?
Memphis, I do not know the name of the club. So Ace ain't in the club. He's a solo. He's a solo. He do his own thing. But that boy Memphis actually in the club, and I can't. And for the life of me, I can't think of the name. I don't want to say the wrong name. So when I get it, man, I'll put it on the part. I introduce. I'll bring them out again and shout them out again.
Yeah,
yeah, them boys doing big things.
Yeah, I mean, from the time that I spent in Virginia, man, them boys had a real good car scene out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people like to think it's kind of relegated to the South. You know, but VA used to come with it with them cars, man.
Absolutely. They still be getting it in, man.
Yeah.
And them two guys at the top of the food chain when it comes to it, bro. I just want to give them a quick shout out.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, you ready to jump right into this thing, dog?
Man, I am ready when you ready.
Hey, we ain't spoken a while, man, but
it's been a couple days.
Yeah, man, but I like to get your perspective on this topic right here, dog.
Absolutely. Talk to me, big playboy.
We're gonna talk about dating and the levels thereof, right?
Dating levels are very important, my brother.
Yes, sir. My question is this: what are the rules during the dating phase? And how do you know when you and your significant other are exclusive mates?
And I'm gonna tell you why it's so big, bro, because a lot of people have the dating venue miscued. They don't know what it takes. They want to. It's like it's some people that want to jump into relationships immediately. Like, as soon as the first time we go out a couple times, and then we might bump uglies, they feel like we're in a relationship. I don't even know how you even come to that conclusion that, okay, now we're in a relationship. So, bro, I don't know you.
It takes a lot more than just sex, dog.
It does. And so I feel like us talking about it today, we want to open up some eyes to, the levels that should be considered when dating somebody.
Well, I'll tell you this. You brought up something. You said bumping uglies, quote unquote. Slapping stomachs. Oh.
Slapping stomach.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
I've never heard that.
Hey, man, I got you, dog. You can use that one too, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey, but look, I'm gonna tell you this though, man. If you get to me within a week of us conversing, you can't be in consideration for my significant other. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not. So it takes a minute. You know what I'm saying? It takes a minute, and then I don't think people be blinded by, like I said, people be blinded by sex. Why?
That's foolish.
I remember I mentioned that if you're casually dating, casually sex comes into play with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why they both hold that title.
Absolutely.
But without further ado, I see you see that I've posted the levels of dating, which I think is the closest thing that represents what dating should be.
Okay, so we start off in the talking phase.
Absolutely.
We've exchanged numbers, do things on a friendship level, and maybe have even had sex. Testing the waters to see if it's a growing interest. I agree with that.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%. Because just because we were dating and we found each other attractive and we end up having sex don't mean that we're in a full-blown relationship.
True indeed.
And if you try to jump into a relationship with me at that point, that's a red flag for me.
You better believe it.
That's a red flag for me. I'm popping smoke.
So we say, so the next is dating. We're spending time together, doing various activities, movies, bowling, concerts, dinner, etc. As friends with
friends.
I like the way that's bolded and underlined.
Absolutely, as friends.
With a mutual interest in each other, but we still are allowed to talk to other people.
Very important. Very important. Very important.
Wait a minute.
This is the level of dating we're in. That does not give you the right, if you happen to see me out in public with somebody else, oh, this motherfucker tripping. Now you finna come over here and make a scene wherever we at in public because you are in the wrong level of dating.
Whoa, wait a minute. Now we talking about dating.
Dating.
Wait, okay. Listen now. Listen. Let's introduce the human aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are doing these things that we aforementioned,
mm-hmm.
that goes under the guise of dating. If you were to see that woman out with another man doing those same things, you wouldn't have no trepidation.
But see what you actually misconstrued what I'm saying. This is for both parties. This ain't female. This for everybody. Everybody should be on the same level. Now,
that's why I'm asking you.
Are you talking about me personally?
Yes, sir.
No, if I'm in that, because I know when I'm in that stage. Now, before my divorce, I didn't know that stage. I learned this stage within the last 5-6 years.
Okay.
I learned this stage because I did a heavy level of dating. So I had to get to that point to understand what level I was on and see the differences in between each one.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So realistically, if you fucking somebody, they probably gonna trip if they see you with somebody else.
Fucking right.
But that's what causes most budding relationships to fail, because somebody may not be where you're at in dating. So we're discussing this to make you understand where you should possibly be at when you're dating someone and look at it in that manner.
I think it should be communicated. You did?
Absolutely. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Discuss it. You should discuss it. It should be communicated on where we're at. You shouldn't leave nobody to guess where we're at in a relationship or where we're at in the dating level. You should say, hey, this is how I feel. And if they have an issue with it, then maybe you need to break it off at that point.
That takes a certain level of maturity, because once you reach that second stage, once you reach that dating stage, most humans are going to think that that's exclusive material.
I understand.
Especially after having sex.
I do understand that. I understand.
Yeah.
But then if I'm not able to explain this to you and you're not mature enough to understand it, that's another red flag for me. That's another red flag. This is what we're discussing in this list right here. This is a mature approach to dating.
Yeah.
If you're not mature enough to understand that, do I want to even try to continue to pursue anything with you?
Okay, so that segment of dating that we just discussed, I think the lines are blurred between that one and this next one, and allow me to go ahead and read it.
Right. So move down to the dating exclusively.
Dating exclusively. Right. We are dating. However, we have cut off all other people we're interested in order to focus on us getting to know each other better.
Right.
Blurred lines right there.
It's a blurred line. I mean, what do you mean? Explain, elaborate on that.
Because sex has already been had. Right. I think with most humans, that step 2 and that step 3 are mutually combined.
I see, and see, that's why that's what I disagree on.
Tell me more.
They should not be combined. They should not be combined. Because
y'all had sex?
Bro, yeah, bro. Because you gotta understand, we already looking at it different. We already looking at it different. I told you, I believe in casual sex with casual dating.
A lot of women don't.
If you don't casually date. Point blank period. If you don't believe in casual sex with casual dating, don't date. Because that's encompassing it. Because are you gonna buy a car before you drive it?
Absolutely not.
Game time.
I don't know, man. Because I like to look at, because we as men, we have different points of views than what our women counterparts have.
Absolutely.
Right. So in that step 2, especially after step 1, in that step 2, most women will deem that to be a mutual situation. It's me and you right now. And step 3 only further solidifies it.
That's what you believe in?
No, not me. I said most women.
Oh, so you just like speaking objectively. You like to be the devil's advocate.
Yeah,
because that's some bullshit.
Well, I'm not going to be just exclusive to one gender.
I'm not saying being exclusive to one gender. You know what I'm saying? Because they go for dude. Because there's some dudes out here that think that after they get get the snapping nappy dugout that is on and cracking. It's time for me to move in.
After they get the what?
The snapping nappy dugout. Nah, that ain't the case. That's not the case. You know what I mean? You can either you're gonna abide by the rules of dating or don't date.
I agree with that.
Because I'm not gonna, just because you ready to press on the gas full blast and I'm not ready, I'm not gonna jump in the goddamn car with you and you going off the ledge by yourself. I ain't on none of that. I ain't on none of that time.
It's all about communication, man.
I won't be rushing to a relationship.
It's all about communication, bro.
Absolutely.
That's it, man. Well, that's step 4, relationship. We have made a mutual agreement to become a couple. It's just you and me, point blank, period.
Absolutely. Right? And that's self-explanatory, bro. Once we, like you said, communicate, we've communicated the point of where we at. Right. And I'm gonna say this as well. What I will say, there's no time limit on this. Now I agree that that you can't put a cap or a time on love. If you fall in love with somebody, you fall in love with somebody. That's just
wait. Okay. There's you telling me there's no timeline to step 1?
The talking?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't say I wouldn't put a time limit on it. Am I gonna say I'm talking to somebody for one day and now we automatically date and we move to the next step? No, not me personally.
Remember,
but I will say this. It's people that fucked the first time they met and been married for 30 years.
That is true.
It's people that waited 90 days, 120 days to have sex, got married, and was divorced in 2 months.
You're absolutely right about that.
There is no time limit on that, bro.
But I'll go back to what I said. I harken back to what I said. If you give me the draws within a week of us knowing each other, that makes me believe that I'm not the only one that you've done that for.
Right, and you're your anomaly. You are your person. That's you personally.
Yeah.
But we try to be objective on the show.
Of course.
Right, and understand that there's other people out there that think that it don't matter. If I get the draws on the second day, the third day, it might be the one for me.
Well, let me ask you exclusively. If you get that on a one night stand, you met in the club, same night, y'all go handle that. You heard me? How are you viewing that woman as wifey potential? You look bewildered.
I was froze. No. My screen froze.
Sure it did. So what's your answer?
No.
Hell no.
No, I'm not gonna consider her wifey material. But then, like I said as well, though, it's a toss, bro. It's a toss. Because I think you remember, if you click back, I'm gonna do a call back right quick when I said that we're all sexual beings.
Of course.
Right?
Human nature.
And you as the man, you go out and you drink it. And like you said, if a woman offer it to you, you're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's to say the royal vote? What if you was offering it to her and she took it?
Can we get real on this podcast?
I'm being 1,000. What if you was offering and she took the opportunity? Because if you don't look at it like that, because I know you like to say I'm not, without sounding misogynistic. If you don't look at it the other way, you definitely misogynistic, my G.
You're right, but can we get real on the Warm Rag podcast?
Be 1,000.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
I got an answer for you.
Back in the day when we were acting heathenly, right? We had some nights. What you about to say?
I ain't never been no damn heathen.
You a motherfucking liar. Hey, I know you, motherfucker.
Right. Go ahead and finish, dog.
When we used to frequent a club that was not too far from my home in
Broadway.
Yes, Broadway, the Broadway nightclub.
Outside.
Yes, sir. Now we batted. We had a high batting percentage coming out that club. Would you consider get from behind? I said we're gonna be real on this podcast.
Stop putting my business in the streets.
I said we're gonna be real on this podcast.
Let's do it.
Any one of those women that we had the pleasure of romping with, would you have considered any of them wifey material?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this again, my brother.
Get to me.
Without sounding misogynistic.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
A woman, what if the same way we go out and a woman is willing to fuck with you? If you go out and you spit your game, you holler at her, and she willing to fuck with you.
Yeah.
And she take you up on the offer. No, I mean, and you take her up on the offer that she's offering. What's to say that you ain't offering and she ain't taking you up on your offer? We all horny.
Because like I said before, how many other dudes? I ain't the only dude in here with game. You ain't the only person in this club with game. How many other dudes she done took up on that very same offer?
I don't know.
She got wet ass.
Good wet ass. hey, that goddamn. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What?
That late night drunk out the club ass.
Yeah.
That's some good ass. That's some boy, ain't no ass. Ain't no ass like that.
I don't remember.
That's tough ass.
I don't remember that kind of ass.
Yes, you do. You a damn lie. You remember that ass. Yes, you do.
Man,
you lying. You lying.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Broadway was a legendary spot, dog.
It was
legendary.
And my numbers were solidified.
Hey,
I was a legend.
Put the jersey up in the banner.
Hang my shit in the rafters. Hey, y'all don't believe me? Go ask Chap. Hang my jerseys in the rafters.
Hey, but nah, man, just to go it on a surmise, bro. This graphic that you have up here, talking, dating exclusively in relationship. I think that is a pretty solid blueprint as far as the dating scene goes. Right. I mean, of course, different individual situations would dictate differently, but as far as a straight up guideline, I think that this little graphic puts it into a perfect order. Well, no, I'm sorry, not perfect, but a pretty solid order.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you could find many men or women who would disagree with this timeline right here. And I have to harken back to what you said.
It'd be hard to.
Yeah, I have to harken back to what you said. There is no exclusive time. We of course we said a lot of jokes about that, but no, there's no exclusive time. All of these things can vary.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And the only thing I want to make clear about this is so many people have so many problems in dating. Some people just need to back off dating for about a week or two, read into this list, get an understanding so you don't get your feelings hurt, so you know where you at. You know what I'm saying? And who you dealing with. You may be dealing with a person that abides strictly by shit like this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Understand that person who you're dealing with. That's what it's all about. Knowing who the person you're dealing with and being able to knowing your audience, pretty much. Know who you're dealing with so you know how to function. And just be a normal person around them so then they can go to that next level. So maybe this person say, well, I'm not seeing no red flag because if we talking and you already talking about living with me or you feel like you got the need to pop up at my crib, bro, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
At all. At no point. You done.
That's why I go back to which was some utter bullshit. I think Steve Harvey wrote a book. What was it called? Think Like a Man. Where he had a 90-day dating rule before sex is initiated. That's bullshit.
I ain't know none of that time.
Yeah, you get 3 months, dog.
I ain't know none of. I ain't know no 3 months. You might give me for. I'm gonna tell you something. You might give me for 30 days,
and that's fine.
That 30 days. That mean they're giving us, and we didn't win out. We can go out doing them 30. You know what I'm saying? But after them 30, I'm gonna tell you why I say them 30, and I go back to what I just said a minute ago. I'm not buying no car unless I test drive it first. I don't want to waste 30 days of your time and I don't want you to waste 30 days of mine. Don't
Believe
forget, I got 30 summers.
Ain't
And
trying
you
to
can
waste no
already,
time.
and I'm not wasting no time.
Yeah. I
You know
can
what I'm
tell you
saying?
that.
So let's go ahead and bump these uglies.
Slap stomachs.
Horizontal frog dance.
Yes.
However we want to, whatever round we want to put it in. Let's go ahead and bump these uglies. So just in case my dick trash and you don't like it, you already know this ain't it. Just in case your goddamn your box trash, I'm not fucking with none of that. I need you to understand that. And I'm gonna walk off. I'm gonna walk off. Smooth like. Sometimes, and my fallback game different.
Real shit.
I don't lose no sleep.
Hey, but if
I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. I ain't never tripped over a female unless she was laying on the floor. Two things I ain't never seen is a turtle with speed and a female I need. If I'm with you because I want to be, not because I have to.
Boy, you spitting game tonight, boy. What you on?
Them just facts.
What you on?
Yike. You already know what I'm on.
Hey, look. So this is a side note question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. If that first night your performance was trash, you ain't trying to come back for round 2?
You said, am I trying to come back for round 2?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's a moment of transparency.
Get it to me.
And some people may think I'm cap. I ain't never had no first trash night.
This nigga right here, man. Cap. That's cap.
I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't never had an issue, G. I promise you. And like I said, you can call me cap. You can call me whatever. But I ain't never had motherfucker tell me, man, your dick trash. If it was, they ain't never said, and they kept doing it. So
listen to me. I said on the first night, you ain't never been so full of anticipation to where you had the noodle dick.
You talking about my Johnson ain't standing at attention?
Or to where you bust quick.
Oh, I do that on the regular.
Yeah, a woman would consider that to be trash.
That's her fault. I got mine. You better get yours. Just because I know how to pleasure myself fast, and you don't. That's unfortunate. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, like I said, some women would define that as being trash.
I mean, yeah. So if that happens, most times, like if it do happen, if I do come fast or whatever case might be, I ain't gonna let it be another. I'm gonna sit there for a minute, get my regroup, and then go back in for that second round.
You got to get your bearings together.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back in for that second round, but just being straight trash, I ain't on none of that time, bro.
I'm with you. Hey, I think we'd have beat that one down, dog.
No doubt. Hey, and one more thing before we leave, though.
Go ahead.
Before we leave, we don't want to say that, you know what I'm saying, you have to abide by this list. What we're saying is this is a very good list to, if you're in the dating stage, in the dating phase in your life, this is a good list.
It's a good template.
It's a good template. Start with. You can your right or left limits may be more or less, but it's just something good to start with, so that way you not getting your feelings hurt and you're not hurting nobody else's feelings.
It's important,
and it should be communicated.
That's what it all boils down to, man. Communication. Yeah. Communication, man. And like I said, I think we done unpacked that one enough, man. You've expressed your sentiments, I've expressed mine, and for the most part, man, hey, well, one of the few times we agree.
Absolutely. That's a good. Like I said, sometimes we gonna agree on shit.
I like it.
We can have a good conversation about it. Sometimes we agree. Sometimes your shit be bullshit, and it's fine.
I like it.
You know?
Let me ask you a question, man. We're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
And let me know if you want me to give mine first or you want to give yours first. We're going into our top 5 segment of the podcast. This has been a fan favorite when we discuss these top 5. People really, really respond positively to these top 5 lists that we give. So I'm gonna ask you, what are your top 5 sitcoms of all time? Now, before we go into that topic, sitcoms is a comedic, a comedic show, usually lasting 23 minutes, 30 minutes in total with commercials, right? Okay. The shit that we grew up on. You already know what we're talking about. You want to go first? You want me to hit it?
You go ahead. Nah, let me go first.
Go ahead.
Cause you be putting some bullshit out there.
Boy, you ain't. I be smoking you on these.
You be on some bullshit. So
top 5. You get smoked every time.
Top 5. Number 5. Cosby Show. Number 4. Okay. Different World. Number 3. The Jeffersons. Number 2. Jamie Foxx Show. Number 1. Martin.
I like it.
Oh, you got no choice, baby.
I like it.
That's fine.
For the most part.
Okay.
You ain't fucking with mine, though.
Cap.
Let me give it to you right fast. Number 5. Good Times. Good Times.
Ain't we lucky we got them?
Doom, doo, 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 doom.
Good Times.
That's classic.
That picture. We outside.
That's classic.
Yeah.
I actually got that picture in my home, man.
Yes, sir. I love it. I love that picture.
Number 4, Jeffersons.
Okay.
So where we moving on up?
Moving on up
to the east side.
To the east side.
Where we finally got our piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Number 3.
The
Jamie Foxx Show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you know what? That show was underrated.
It was. And it was a great show. Every episode, bro.
Every episode.
To the end. To the end.
Jamie Foxx, what they ran? I think they ran about 5 or 6 seasons.
5 seasons. 5 full seasons too.
Every single one. When he did the little impressions, Tyrone Koppel,
everything, bro. Tyrone Koppel, when he did when he was at the job, what the kind of job that was he had? The Jingle Writer 2000.
Yeah.
Jingle 2000. Oh man, some of my favorite episodes, dog.
I'm telling you, those are the later episodes.
Yes, sir. All right, that was 3. That was 3.
Look, before we move on from James, remember he had the he was the Latino dancer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's some of my favorite joints too.
All right, number 2. I can't believe that you did not give this show an honorable mention at least. Sanford and Son.
Okay, but we didn't do a top 10. You said my top 5.
You're right. But man,
Sanford and Son is definitely in my top 10. It's one of the best shows ever. But you know what I'm saying? And there's another one that I'm gonna let you finish to see if you put it in there. If not, then I'll bring it back as it's an honorable mention as well.
Well, I'll
let you finish your list.
You know what my number 1 is, man.
I don't. You ain't did your number 2 yet. Your number 2.
My number 2 was Sanford and Son.
Okay, Sanford and Son, your number 2, Martin.
Martin was my number 1.
We agree on Martin, right?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So honorable mention for me would have been Sanford and Son. Another honorable mention, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was a great show.
True indeed.
That was a great sitcom.
And it ran for West Philadelphia, born and raised
on the playground. Is where I spent most of my days.
Chilling out, relaxing, all cool and all
shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
Man,
yes,
classic.
You know what I'm saying? That definitely would have been up there. And then what the jump?
I got Cosby Show in my top 10.
Yeah, so I put it, that was my number 5. You know what I'm saying? And right behind that was A Different World. Because I'm talking about shows that raised me too.
That's
like,
true.
With A Different World and the Cosby Show, this shows raised me. Like I liked the good times, But Good Times was sad as fuck sometime, bro.
Yeah, but they had some
It
funny
was
moments.
good. It did have some funny moment, but it was so sad sometime, man. James couldn't keep no damn job.
I think you referring mostly to when James died.
Nah,
Damn.
nah, it was more serious than that, man. It would have some other serious problems, man. Goddamn, I think Booker was.
Bookman.
I think he was a goddamn pedophile. He was always looking at goddamn Thelma. That show, man, has some hidden agendas in it, man.
Wait a minute, man. We got to go back. You think Bookman was a pedophile? He
Yeah,
was just a janitor.
Bookman, yeah, he was a nasty gentleman. Yeah, always,
Oh man.
it was crazy, bro. It was always a lot of drama on Good Times, bro.
But
So,
look
I
at
mean, it was a good show. I'm not saying it wasn't a good show. What I'm saying, it was just the Cosby Show. They'll have a serious episode every season. But other than that, man, it was pure comedy.
Well, the thing I have to I got to give kudos to the Cosby Show is it showed most of us
What a black family should look like.
the
A
black
positive black family. Absolutely.
family dynamic. Both parents have outstanding jobs. The kids,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're all doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely showed that dynamic.
Absolutely. Another honorable mention. My Wife and Kids. That was a good. Damon Wayans.
Underrated
Show. Great show. The Wayans brothers show as well.
Yeah, and shout out to their dad, man. The father for the Wayans father just passed away. I think his dad, their real father, just passed away.
Oh, I didn't know that. I wasn't tracking that.
Yeah,
I was not tracking that. I was not tracking that they father passed away. No, my condolences to them, man, and everything's going on because he raised some great sons, man. He had them boys came out and the Wayans brothers came out and changed the game of comedy, bro, on TV.
Man, Living Color.
Yeah, Living Color, My Wife and Kids, bro. And Marlon Wayans got a show on Netflix.
Ooh, if y'all have his name was Howard Wayans.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't seen Marlon Wayans stand up on Netflix, go watch it.
It's stand up good, but he has a sitcom on Netflix. It only got, I want to say it got 3 seasons and maybe 2, but 3 seasons. And I'm mad they canceled it and they stopped it. It may be 2 seasons, but it is hilarious, dog.
What's the name of it?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Give me a sec.
Take your time. And while you're looking for it, I'm gonna go on and keep on talking.
Okay.
But like I was saying though, man, you have to look when we go back to Good Times. You have to look at their surroundings that they came up in, man.
I already know.
They came, man. I'm talking about this dude
Marlon
making $13 a week.
I don't mean to make it. I don't mean to cut you off, but the name of it was Marlon.
That's the name of the sitcom?
Marlon. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
Tough.
I'm gonna check it out.
Tough. It was good. It's funny, man. Another honorable mention, man. It's an old school joint. I don't know if you remember the show The Rock.
Oh, no, it wasn't called The Rock. It was called Rock.
It's called Rock, but you know the name of the show
Charles
was Rock.
Dutton. Charles Dutton.
Man, classic show.
You remember that little kick he used to do?
Huh?
You remember that little kick he used to do?
Yeah, I can't do it, but I knew. Yeah. That was my shit, man. I really liked The Rock, bro. Rock was a good show.
Yeah, what classic, bro.
One more honorable mention, man, and then we can finish with the conversation. But I don't know if you remember the show, man. A show called 227.
Oh man, do I remember it?
Man, classic show, dog. I'm
trying to remember the song. Oh, I mean, No Place Child.
Yeah, that was it.
No place like home.
That was the start for Regina King. That's what got her started. That was her debut, her acting debut to mainstream. It was Regina King. Well, that was her joint.
Yeah, she was a little teenager on there.
Yeah, she was the daughter.
Yeah.
Al Williams, Marla Gibbs, Jack Harris, Helena Martin.
Yep.
That was a classic show, dog.
Oh, Sandra. Yeah, I mean, because Hal Williams came from Sanford and Son over to 227.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh man, bro, without these shows, bro, those shows shaped culture, bro.
They did, bro.
You know what I mean? Bro. They will forever be a staple.
They're gonna go down in history, bro, as you know what I'm saying, some of the greatest shows ever created.
Ever, bro.
Some of the greatest shows ever created. And I appreciate the generation we grew up in, the TV we saw, the music we got, because it was all groundbreaking.
It can never be duplicated.
You gotta think the 70s through the 80s through the 90s, we owned black TV. We owned TV.
On TV.
We owned the TV. Yeah, no, the other shows was going on, the soap opera,
the Friends,
Young and the Restless, all that stuff was going on. But bro, Martin literally stopped movement. You came in the house and stopped moving when Martin came on.
You was sitting in front of that TV when Martin came on.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And you was mad if you wasn't able to stop and watch it.
Yep.
Martin was that.
Same thing with Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, same thing. It stopped movement, bro. Same thing, and it's not a sitcom, but same thing with 106 in Park on BET. 106 in Park shut down movement. What you doing, man? I'm gonna go to the crib. 106 Park about to come on.
Yeah.
And we went home and we enjoyed that show. And we came up in a generation, bro, where we were groundbreaking into TV to be able for our people, our culture to be able to do what they're doing now. These are the shows and the generations that opened the door for them to be able to do that.
That was the building blocks, bro. That was the building blocks.
Absolutely. And Martin, shout out to Martin Lawrence, man, because that's why I put it as my number one dog, bro. At that point when that came out, bro, and after that, there ain't never been a show like that before that. Ain't never been a show like that after that. That cast and that crew was so compatible, and the stuff they put out to us, bro, and the comedy they gave us, bro, quotables to this day.
And it's so sad that it ended the way it did with Martin and Tisha Campbell beefing, behind whatever it was, because say what?
It was fucking.
Yeah, that has been put out there,
and that's what and let's just think about us in general. That like we live, like we've been around and we seen stuff happen. We know good. It always start out good. The fucking always start good. It's exciting and we doing it, but then after a while, problems start to exist. Real life starts to play a factor into it, and you end up beefing. That's why they say you don't eat where you shit.
No, gotta keep it out the workplace.
You gotta keep it out of the workplace. That show probably could have went on for 10 seasons.
I was just about to say, but there's no way they could have continued with the way, like she didn't even want to be on the same screen as him.
Yeah. And it's probably because and I'm not gonna say for sure. I can't say this for sure, but I'm gonna make a strong push at it.
Give it to me.
It was cool. They say it's cool when it's cool when you do it, but it's a problem when I do it. He probably started fucking with him. Knowing she was married to old boy. She was married to old boy then.
Dwayne
Martin. She married him. It was cool that they was fucking. But then when he decided to goddamn do his thing, I think it became an issue. You ain't gonna tell me nothing different.
Yeah, it could have been, man. It could have been, because I remember that last season where they went on a cruise. They had to shoot separate. They had to act like she took a job in California and all those shit.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You Martin, and the reason I say that, the only reason I say that, because when Martin started that show, Martin wasn't married.
No, he wasn't.
She was.
Yep, sure enough.
And by the third season, I think he was married.
Oh, big head ass. Oh, yeah. Gina had a big. Hey, man.
I know what? Low key, before you go any further, because I think I know what you're finna say, and I want to capitalize on it first.
Go ahead. I know what you're about to say. Pam
was way finer than Gina, bro. I'm sorry. Pam was fucking gorgeous. Pam was thick. Her body was right, dog. Her skin complexion. I always thought Gina was ugly as fuck. I'm like, damn, she got a big ass head, booty tight, like you can't squeeze a quarter in between her cheeks. I didn't. But I mean, that's good.
Gina was never ugly. Don't do that.
You can't tell me for what I like to see in a woman what's ugly to me, and what's your ugly and my ugly, two different things.
What was ugly about Gina? I'm talking about her face.
Her. I ain't never, since House Party, I ain't never thought Gina was fine. Since School Days, I ain't never thought Gina was fine.
Gina has, you know what's crazy? Look at what that show Martin did. We can't even refer to her as Tisha Campbell. She's going to forever be Gina.
That's Gina.
Forever. And Tashina Arnold is going to forever be Pam.
That's Pam. And Pam was fine the foot on everything she played on. everything. And I know we're not talking about this right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this since we on top on that topic. And I
What?
and the Beehive may came looking for me.
What?
Kelly Rowland way finer than Beyonce, hands down.
We gonna keep it
Dark
real?
skin, slim, thick, bro.
We gonna keep it real?
1,000,
I agree.
100.
Beyonce got some toes. Hey, boy. Hey. Looking like them toes throwing up gang signs.
Don't come for me, Beehive. Please
Hey,
don't come for me.
super, uber talented.
Yes,
Uber talented. One of the most
definitely,
talented
definitely
individuals
talent.
ever.
And don't get it twisted. She is gorgeous. I'm not saying that she is not. Thick, yellow bone from the South, hands down.
H-Time.
But to me, Kelly Rowland.
They say she that Godiva chocolate.
Oh my God, model material.
And Kelly 42 now.
Man, Kelly 45.
Yeah, she still look good, man. She still look good.
She do. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Hey, but that was our top 5 sitcoms of all time, man.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't think either of those lists can be disputed. I think of course there are our own personal opinions, but both of those lists contain some of the most iconic material ever to grace this world. I'm not talking about just this country, the world.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like we said earlier, that those shows shaped our culture. You're talking about Good Times, Waiting in the Child Line, and Welfare, and so forth and so on. We've all experienced that on some level. I remember the government cheese. I remember the powdered eggs and the powdered milk. Those are the same things that they was going through on the Good Time. The Jeffersons was an anomaly because Mr. Jefferson was rich with his cleaning business.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I mean, we done beat that dead horse, bro. Those sitcoms will forever be cemented.
Cemented in history, dog.
History.
I still watch Martin. That's what. And then when we was talking about comfort shows and comfort movies, Martin's a comfort show for me. I put it on and just let the episodes run.
Yep. And I still laugh heartily. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Let's hit this next topic, bro. It's been a lot of controversy over this topic right here. First of all, man, shout out to the Lady Tigers, man. Shout out to the Lady Tigers.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations to the LSU Lady Tigers, man, for what they was able to accomplish, man. Hey, I think that this is one of the greatest achievements in female sports.
Yes, sir.
And in college basketball, as well as I think it attributes to the WNBA as well, man, because that was a great showing by a great team. And I even though I'm an Alabama fan, as well as I know, I will give kudos where kudos is due. And them ladies deserve everything they got this year.
Everything, bro. It was the first NCAA basketball championship brought to LSU. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, being down here in the state of Louisiana, we are ecstatic about that victory, bro. But again, like I started off saying, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this game. What's that clip you had, man?
Let me run it.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck them. Birds of a feather. They flock together. They make you a sucker. I don't fuck with nobody.
They were saying this has been the controversy was crazy, right? Because Caitlin Clark was doing this all year. Every time she was scoring and they was beating teams, it was cool.
I heard Justin, you can't see me.
You can't see me. And I've seen so many commentations on it, like a queen, a blessing to the sport, great sportsmanship, great sportsman, the whole nine. But soon as the LSU Lady Tigers win and she get hit with her own gesture, a thug,
classless,
ghetto.
It's bullshit, man.
I don't agree with none of that negativity that was put out about this young lady that has rose above the narrative, gave you great sports, great entertainment on that basketball court, and expressed herself after a win, which men have been doing for years. That's what we do. That's how we celebrate sports. We talk trash, we celebrate. And now she's celebrating, giving her a taste of her own medicine, and now she's being dogged out for it. And I don't agree with it, and I don't like it.
It's a double standard, fam. It's a double standard. I mean, we could make it a race situation, which essentially is what it is. You know, there's people that I've been there's white people that I've been cool with for years, and they've expressed how much they were rooting for Iowa in that game yesterday. I know what that was about, and those same people came out with the Angel Reese is classless for her trash talking and so forth and so on. Man, that's what she's from.
Right.
She's from. You trash talk on the basketball court. You know what I mean? You can't see me. You too small. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, that's been done by men. Nobody says nothing when men do it. Or nobody says nothing when, obviously, when Caitlin Clark do it. But soon as this young lady does it and talks her trash, which she deserves to do because she's a champion.
Believe that.
Now it's a problem. And I didn't agree with that, bro. I think that America right now needs to reevaluate themselves, look in the mirror and understand what you're doing. And when we tell them, like we say, like, it's unfair the way the different levels of how we're treated, they say we wrong. But look, it's showing right now. Look at all the major sports networks, ESPN, FS1. They saying the stuff. This stuff is being said. Look at social media. This stuff is being said about this young lady that deserves to flaunt her accomplishments when she's a champion.
She's a champion. Why not?
Why not?
She deserves it. She's earned it.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all, man. I thought that was tasteless by the people that said something on social media that was talking against her. I feel like that was tasteless. To the sports commentators that said something that was against her, that was tasteless. Yeah, and I be honest with you, a lot of these commentators that I was fans of that said something against this, I'm no longer supporting that platform. I'm no longer supporting their shows. I'm no longer supporting nothing they got to say.
These people promote division, bro. You know, first of all, both of those teams, Iowa and LSU,
great teams.
Both great teams. And shout out to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she's an amazing talent, bro. Yeah. Great player, man. I hope she gets drafted and come in the WNBA and do big things. I catch them games from time to time. I like watching WNBA games. They're very entertaining.
But here's the thing, though. Why promote this negative narrative? Whites against blacks. Oh, it is what it is. This was a sports competition. LSU proved themselves to be better than Iowa, regardless of what the racial backgrounds of the teams are.
Absolutely.
You know, but again, bro, like you said, this is America, and if there's ever some division that they can promote, they're gonna do it, bro.
Absolutely.
And the people of this country fall right into the hands of that bullshit ass narrative. I'm sorry.
I just want the warm raggers to understand our stand on it. We didn't agree with it. We don't like it, and we feel like it was tasteless. Congratulations to Angela Reese for her accomplishment, her team, LSU Tigers.
Angel Reese,
and their achievements, and the LSU Tigers, man. Congratulations on a great season, a great game played in the championship, man. Y'all deserve all y'all spoils. I really, really appreciate the entertainment y'all giving us for this last season, and y'all did a great job, man. Outstanding. Absolutely. And to Iowa as well, because I believe both teams that make it to that final dance are great teams.
Yes,
and unfortunately, in sports, you got to have a winner, you got to have a loser.
Gotta have a loser.
Nature of the beast. But no doubt.
That's what's up.
All right, my gang.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
These top 5 podcasts is out here, man.
Yeah, we were talking about that, sir.
You know what I mean? And could you bring up that list, please?
I sure can.
List top 5 podcasts, and I think this is in hip hop / music genre. Am I right?
Yeah, and they actually did like a top 50, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But we just gonna cover the top 5. I mean, the rest of it is really irrelevant.
All right, so number 5 is
Mhm.
Nori. Well, we can't leave off DJ EFN because they both spearhead that show. Drink Champs. Wow, phenomenal idea. That whole
But that's
that
why
whole the
go
whole,
ahead,
the
go
whole
ahead.
that whole construct that they have.
That concept. That
Yeah,
concept.
getting drunk, doing an interview,
Mm-hmm.
that's smoking weed. That's perfect, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What you was about to say?
It really captures. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I want to elaborate on what you said. It captures our culture.
Yes.
We discussing the music. We discussing the beefs. We discussing everything that we normally discuss every day, along with we drink and we smoke, and that's what we do. That's our culture. So they really set back and captured what we do, and that's why they became so popular as a complete podcast. And that's why this. But we're gonna discuss once we do the top 5. We'll say a little bit about it. We're gonna come back and discuss why this list is flawed.
Okay, let me get number 4.
Okay, number 4.
Ooh, $1 million worth of game.
$1 million worth of game. Gilly and Wallow. You know what I'm saying? Another dope podcast. I love it. They've had some very controversial interviews. Brought some stuff to light, and that's one of the big. That's when we talk about the J Prince family. The Prince family. That's where I got my. That's what I went back and watched when those guys on there talking about, what I'm saying, Migos and Takeoff and stuff. And they really in another show that captured the culture.
Yeah, my only issue with $1 million worth of game is it's a guest-based show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are some times that they have guests that aren't as relevant to some of the culture as they are to others. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like their most recent episode, they had Lil Dicky on there.
Yeah, I don't give a damn about Lil Dicky.
That's what I'm saying. I there's no way I could listen to an hour and a half worth of material about them interviewing Lil Dicky. I don't care.
But they gave us some of the most controversial. The one with Young Thug when they were talking to him, and then and Wallow was telling him the stuff he was on was gonna lead him to where he at right now. You can't take that back. And he told him that a couple years before the Rico case.
Yeah.
That's out. And he did that. He gave him like, bro, you got the money, you getting it. Why even be in the streets like that? And now look where he at. So you can't like I said, yeah, every episode is it, what I'm saying, culturally based? No, but they've given us some controversial stuff in the print. Again, I gotta keep bringing it up. The Prince interview, and then like I said, the Young Thug interview, with a couple of other ones that
King Von.
King Von,
sorry.
King Von. When they brought the controversial interviews they've had are out there, and we watched them, and they brought us some stuff, and now we can look back on the stuff and look what they was telling them then, and look where they at now. And Wallow really be putting out some phenomenal game.
I love Wallow. Facts.
Yeah, I like Gilly too. I like Gilly too, but Wallow be the one because he the one that he done been down that road. He done been in that box. He know the streets, and he put it out the way it should be put out, and giving $1 million worth of gain to some of these young cats. And if they listen, they wouldn't be in the positions they are in now.
And I also like the segment that sometimes they put a segment in there about financial literacy. Absolutely. They always do that. I love that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me get number 3, bro. Charlemagne the God.
I don't like Charlemagne, bro.
Wait, okay. Okay. That's a personal opinion, right?
Well, no. Let me rephrase that. Okay, excuse me. Let me rephrase that. I don't like when Charlemagne be petty.
Charlemagne puts a lot of he throws out a lot of homosexual innuendos.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this is nothing against the homosexual community, the LGBT plus community. Charlemagne the God is not a homosexual, but he throws out so many gay innuendos. It's almost like he's pandering to that crowd. Right. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Now I won't take away from what he's established in the podcast game.
He is a podcast god that deserves to be at the highest level.
Radio, yeah.
He deserves to be at the highest level. I'm not taking nothing away from his talent. I'm only gonna speak on what I don't like about him. But as far as when it comes to podcasts and radio and what he does, he deserves to be the show. The Breakfast Club deserves to be up there. I mean, I have really not really delved into A Hell of a Week or the Brilliant Idiots podcast he has, but the Breakfast Club is what I frequent, and that's what I'm speaking on.
So why do you believe that they left DJ Envy off of this list right here?
And that was crazy because I feel like that show, I don't feel like Hell of a Week or Brilliant Idiots would have been possible.
That should give you problems, boy.
It is Brilliant Idiots. I don't feel like it would have been possible without the Breakfast Club. And
no, it wouldn't.
The Breakfast Club wouldn't have been the same without the combination of Angela Yee, DJ Envy, and Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne the God couldn't have carried that show by itself. He just ended up being the personality because of his rants and the stuff he says. He ended up being the personality of the show, and I understand that, but you can't leave another. I feel like DJ Envy and the levels that the Breakfast Club has reached is definitely attributed to him as well. He should have definitely been on this list.
I agree with you, man. Because even though Envy is he's a B mic, but again, what he's contributed to that show cannot be overlooked.
No.
You know what I mean? Let me get number 2, bro.
Fraud.
Academics.
Fraud.
Okay, so Ak is he's important to the culture.
Why?
Because he has millions and millions of listeners.
He does. He has a platform.
His voice is heard.
I'm being petty, but he do got a platform.
But I will tell you this. Academics is one of the most messiest media personalities out there.
Yeah.
Like, this dude thrives on messy bullshit.
He do.
That's his whole stick right there.
So know what? Know what I'm gonna say right now? Know who one of his best friends is?
6ix9ine.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
That explains to me everything you need to know about DJ Academics.
And I'm mad when you speak about that ass woman yet. But
niggas with colors and they get their ass whooped. That's just nature of the beast.
You know what I mean? Hey, the boy, and we're not gonna deviate and talk about 6ix9ine here, but if you talk enough shit, somebody gonna come see about it.
I'm gonna come see about you.
You know what I mean? But academics podcast, again, he touches millions and millions of viewers. He's a huge influence in the culture. You can't take that away from him. He's built that platform up to something that's phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Again, I'm gonna say the same thing I said about Charlamagne. As far as what he has done, I won't take away from what he has done and achieved in this genre. He's done what he's done. His podcast is listened to by millions, and I just want you to understand, I am not a personal fan of DJ Academics, but I do respect what he's done in his field.
Yeah, it can't be overlooked. You know what I mean? Right. Let me get the number 1, man.
The Pod Father,
Mr. Joe Budden.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of Joe Budden music, but I'm a fan of his podcast.
You're not a fan of his music?
No.
OLS 1, 2, 3, and 4?
None of them.
Oh man, Joe is one of the most underrated rappers this genre has ever seen, man.
Sure.
Joe's lyrics, his wordplay. Joe Budden, mood music, the self-name, his first album is man, his music. We ain't even talking about his music right now, but his musical catalog is super.
Are you talking to me about? You talking to me about Joe Budden about his lyrics?
Well, we could take it there.
I'm asking you though, because I didn't think you were a lyrical person. But from some of your top 5 lists, I didn't think you were a lyrical person. Like lyrics don't. Your sales sales more pushes your agenda when it comes to your top 5 list.
That's bullshit. How? When Jay-Z and Lil Wayne are my number one and number 2 rappers.
But you put Queen Latifah over MC Lyte.
You going back to the female list.
I did.
You discredited my top 5 hip-hop list based off me not giving a fuck about lyricism. That is absurd. Lyricism is one of the most, I look at that like that's a huge component.
Even when we did the top 5, when we went over the top 50 list and we was discussing who should have been in that top, some of your statements were it wasn't you saying I couldn't base it on lyrics, but I felt like when we talking about the top 50 rappers of all time, that's the number one thing we should be looking for.
Oh, my number 1, 2, and 3. You could rewind the tape. Was Jay-Z,
Lil Wayne,
and Andre 3K.
I know what it was. I know what it was. I know
those are the top 3. I think on anybody's list, they would be one of the top 3 lyricists ever.
I think both our lists was looking identical when it came to that.
It was.
I understand some of the like, for instance, while Nicki Minaj is a great artist, she sold so many records, right? I got it, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't put Nicki Minaj don't write all her own shit.
Nicki Minaj has a phenomenal pen,
but she don't write all her own shit.
You might be confusing her with Cardi B.
I'm confusing her with Nicki Minaj.
We own podcasts.
All right, yeah.
We go back and forth on this all day.
We can, and I'm not going. And like I said, I'm not this. So I don't want you to think I'm discrediting you because I'm not.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, every time I look at anything that's concerning rap, I'm gonna look at it lyrically, hands down. I ain't looking at how many sales or how many likes, and I'm looking at rap lyrically. And I don't consider you a lyricist if somebody writes your music, or because I don't know who all get music written for, who all gets their music written for them. But I know who's been exposed for people writing lyrics.
Absolutely.
And so that discredits you from my list off the bat. But
let's go. So we're talking about
let's get back to the podcast. We'll talk about it on another day.
Yeah, Joe. You know, like I said, Joe Budden. I'm a huge fan of his music, which automatically made me also become a huge fan of his podcast. The Joe Budden podcast. He's one of the pioneers. As a matter of fact, without him, we wouldn't be sitting here doing what we're doing right now.
Nah, because he's considered the pod father. He started this podcast generation, and what he has done has opened doors for, like I said, us, for the Warm Rad podcast. A Warm Rad podcast probably wouldn't be a thing if he didn't do what he did.
Yeah, and he started off.
I agree with you on that.
His podcast, his first one, he started off. It was named "I'll Name This Podcast Later," and the following that he's built, you can't take nothing away from Joe, man. Joe, you know what I mean? He's flawless in the world of podcasting, man. It's a reason why he's number one.
While some rappers took their talents to the big screen, to Hollywood, he took his talents to his personality to podcasts, and I appreciate him. I think that at this moment, like we normally do on this show, we normally do it for music. I think we should rate Joe Budden podcast and give him 5 warm rags. I hope you agree, and we'll go ahead and give him a hand clap for everything he's done for podcasts.
I totally agree, man. Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, absolutely, and I appreciate his perseverance, man, and his consistency and doing what he did and getting it podcast to the level of where they at. Our culture podcast, the podcast exists before him, but it was never on this level. And everybody, Drink Champs, Math Hoffa, everybody owe this man a lot of respect and a lot of kudos for everything that he's doing.
A wealth of gratitude, man. Yeah, Joe broke down them doors, man. And you know, shout out to his cast too, man. He has Ice, Ish, Melanie, I'm sorry, Melissa Ford, and Queens Flip.
Right.
You know, and plus with Parks, we can't forget about Parks, his engineer. You know, phenomenal cast they've built over there, man. They again, not enough can be said.
Absolutely.
You know, salute to Joe, man.
Salute.
Joe, his whole cast, man. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You understand?
And unfortunately, we have come to the end of another great episode of a Warm Rag podcast. I want to thank V Grand for another great show. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother, for your commentary and your back and forth with me, dealing with me for an hour. I know it's hard. I know I got my ways of looking at things, but you deal with me and you give me great advice, man, and you give me great commentary.
Likewise, brother. I appreciate you for the same thing.
Absolutely, man. Hey, to all the warm raggers out there, man, we appreciate you for tuning in. Stay tuned. More episodes to come, more content to come. I hope you enjoyed this show. We definitely did. Till next time, till next week. We'll see y'all next week, man. Y'all enjoy y'all week. Salute.
Salute.